Welcome to our new podcast, Journey to Success. If you're excited to learn powerful manifestation techniques, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so let's dive into this whole manifestation thing. We're talking about setting a goal, a dream, whatever you really want, and just really visualizing it, feeling it with like everything you've got. And I think we can all relate to this. Sometimes waiting for that manifestation to actually happen can be a little nerve-wracking. You know, you're putting in the effort.
Yeah.
But then you're like, is anything actually happening?
You know, it's funny you should say that, because the thing about manifestation is that the universe often communicates in these like subtle ways. It's like sending you little hints and whispers to let you know you're on the right path. But if we're too focused on like just the end result, we might miss those really important clues along the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today in this deep dive. Based on everything that you sent over, we're going to explore 3 powerful signs that can help you figure out if your manifestation is actually like gaining momentum. It's kind of like a check-in with the universe to see if you're headed in the right direction. We'll be looking at those signs. We'll be looking at your intuition. And the big one, learning to trust the process.
And that's where things get really, really interesting. Manifestation isn't just about wishing for something, and poof, it magically appears. It's more like this energetic dance between your intention, the actions you take, and the beliefs that you hold. These indicators we're talking about, they're like checkpoints along that journey, showing you that the energy you're putting out is starting to like align with what you want to create.
Okay, let's start with something that I think a lot of people can relate to, like those little signs from the universe. And it might sound a little woo-woo, but have you ever noticed like repeating numbers like 11.11 or 4.44, or maybe there's a specific object that keeps popping up in these like totally unexpected places?
That's exactly what we're talking about. It's about recognizing those patterns and symbols that have personal meaning for you. You know, something that might be significant to one person won't necessarily hold the same weight for someone else. It's all about that unique connection. You have to feel a particular symbol or sign.
Oh, that totally reminds me of something we were reading in the material. There was this story about a listener who was trying to manifest a new job. And she started seeing butterflies everywhere, on street signs, in magazines, even on her coffee cup. And at first she just kind of brushed it off, as coincidence. But then she realized that for her, butterflies represented change and growth. And not long after that, she ended up landing her dream job.
You know, this brings up a really important question. Are we even paying attention to these subtle messages? A great way to start noticing them is by keeping what I like to call a signs journal. And it's as simple as it sounds. You just jot down anything that feels like a little wink from the universe. I think you'll be surprised by the patterns that emerge. And recognizing those patterns actually strengthens your connection to the whole process. So what stands out to you so far?
You know what really resonates with me is that idea of personal meaning. Like, it's not just about generic signs. It's about what those signs represent to you specifically. It's like the universe is speaking your language.
Absolutely. And the more you pay attention to these signs, the more you'll start to see them everywhere. It's like training your mind to recognize those whispers.
If you're looking to manifest love, wealth, or happiness, check the description for powerful tools to help you reach your goals.
Okay, so we've talked about those external signs, but then there's also this like internal compass we all have, our intuition. It's that gut feeling, that inner knowing that kind of guides us towards what feels aligned and right. Sometimes it's a quiet whisper. Other times it's like a knowing that hits you like a bolt of lightning. What about you? How have you experienced that in your own life?
Intuition for me is that calm, certain feeling. That arises when I'm making a decision or considering a new path. It's not about overthinking or agonizing. It's just this deep inner knowing. And the more I've learned to trust it, the more it's led me to some pretty amazing opportunities. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, absolutely. It's that you just know without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. I have this friend who was trying to manifest financial abundance, but she was feeling kind of stuck. And then one day, totally out of the blue, she felt this urge to call an old colleague that she hadn't spoken to in years. It felt totally random, but she decided to trust that nudge. And guess what? That call led to this amazing consulting opportunity that literally tripled her income.
There you go, a total light bulb moment. Intuition in action. It's about having the courage to trust those nudges and take action, even when it doesn't make logical sense. And here's the really cool part. The more we practice listening to that inner voice, the stronger and clearer it becomes. Even simple things like meditation, practicing gratitude, or taking small risks outside your comfort zone can help you tune into your intuition.
It's like building that muscle.
Exactly, building that muscle so you can really tap into that inner wisdom whenever we need it.
I love that. Inner wisdom.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like having your own personal GPS, guiding you toward your best life.
And, sometimes we kind of ignore that GPS.
We do. We get distracted. We doubt ourselves.
We overthink.
We overthink, exactly.
Yeah.
But the more we can learn to trust that inner voice, the smoother our journey will be.
And the more fulfilling.
Absolutely.
So how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
How do we actually trust that process?
Well, that's what we're going to dive into next. It's all about surrendering, letting go of control, and allowing the universe to work its magic.
Okay. I am ready. Let's talk about trust.
Let's do it. So those external signs and that inner nudge of intuition, fantastic indicators. But the next piece of the puzzle, this is where things get really interesting and often a bit more challenging.
You're talking about trusting the process, right? Like surrendering to the bigger picture, the timing of the universe. I totally get it. In a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, patience isn't exactly our strong suit.
Exactly. Especially when you're putting in the work, you're visualizing, you're affirming. But those tangible results haven't quite materialized yet. It's easy to fall into that trap of doubt and start questioning if this whole manifestation thing is actually working.
I think we've all been there at some point. You start second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're doing something wrong.
And that doubt, that's where the energy starts to get muddled. It's like sending these mixed signals to the universe. Think of it this way. You plant a seed, you nurture it, you give it sunlight and water. You wouldn't dig it up every single day to check if it sprouted, would you?
No way. You'd totally kill the seed before it even had a chance to grow. You have to trust that with time and the right conditions. It will eventually push through the soil and blossom.
Exactly. That's the perfect analogy. Trusting the process is about having that same unwavering faith in your manifestation journey, knowing that even if you can't see it yet, things are unfolding behind the scenes in perfect timing.
So how do we know if we're actually in that trust zone? What are some signs that we're actually surrendering to the flow, rather than trying to control every little detail?
One big indicator is a sense of inner peace and confidence. Even if the external situation hasn't shifted yet, you have this deep knowing that everything is working out for your highest good. You're not consumed by worry or anxiety. You're able to stay focused on your goal without obsessing over the how.
So it sounds like it's about letting go of that need to micromanage the universe and just allowing it to work its magic in ways that we might not even have considered.
Precisely. And another sign is a deep sense of gratitude for everything you already have in your life. It's about recognizing the abundance that already exists, knowing that more is on its way. This shifts your energy from a place of lack to a place of magnetic attraction.
So we're not just sitting back passively waiting. We're actively cultivating an energy of trust and gratitude. But let's be real for a second. Sometimes those doubts creep in.
They do.
What are some practical tips to help strengthen that trust muscle?
Affirmations are incredibly powerful. Repeating phrases like, "Everything is unfolding in perfect timing," or "I trust that the universe is working for my highest good," can really reprogram your subconscious mind and align you with that frequency of trust.
It's like giving your mind a positive pep talk, reminding yourself that you are supported and guided
Exactly.
every step of the way.
And visualizations are equally effective. Take some time to imagine your desired outcome as if it's already happened. Feel the emotions, the joy, the gratitude, the excitement. This sends a clear message to the universe and amplifies your manifestation power. You mentioned some anecdotes about this in the material. Did any of those resonate with you?
Yeah, definitely. There was this one about a listener who was trying to manifest a relationship, but she kept getting caught up in frustration and disappointment. And then she decided to shift her focus from the lack of a partner to just enjoying her life. She started doing the things that she loved. She reconnected with friends and really cultivated that sense of joy and contentment. And just 2 weeks later, she met her soulmate at a coffee shop that she randomly decided to visit.
Wow, that's such a beautiful example of letting go of control and surrendering to the flow. It's about trusting that the universe knows what's best for you, even if it doesn't unfold exactly as you had envisioned it.
It's like saying, okay, universe, I trust you. Guide me, support me, show me the way.
Exactly. That's the essence of manifestation. It's about co-creating with the universe, knowing that we are always guided and supported, even when things get a little bumpy.
It's so empowering to think about it that way. We have so much more agency than we realize.
Absolutely. It all comes back to aligning our energy with what we want to create. It really is empowering, isn't it? And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore with manifestation. But I think these core concepts, they really provide a solid foundation.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground today. Those subtle signs from the universe, tuning in to our intuition, and of course, learning to trust the process.
It's like we've assembled a toolkit to help us navigate all the twists and turns of this manifestation journey. And the beauty is these indicators aren't just about checking if something's working or not. They're about really deepening your connection to the journey itself.
I love that. It's about moving from being a passive observer to an active participant, becoming a conscious co-creator with the universe.
Exactly. And here's the key takeaway. Manifestation isn't just a one-time event. It's a way of life. It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with what you desire to create.
And even when things feel uncertain, there's this bigger plan unfolding, and it's ultimately for our highest good.
So as you continue on your own manifestation journey, remember to stay curious, stay open to new possibilities, and most importantly, stay connected to your own inner wisdom.
That is beautiful. And that leaves us with a really thought-provoking question. What seemingly insignificant signs or nudges might you be overlooking in your own life? What if those subtle whispers are actually guiding you towards something extraordinary?
That's something for all of us to ponder. Every step we take, every lesson we learn, it's all bringing us closer to our dreams.
If you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, and support us for more insights on manifesting your best life. Thank you so much for joining us today on this deep dive into the fascinating world of manifestation.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep believing, keep creating, and keep manifesting your most extraordinary life.